morning, my movie-loving brothers and sisters. How are you guys doing on this Wednesday morning, afternoon-ish kind of time? Thank you for joining us here on the Screen Talk Live YouTube channel, where we like to talk about all things movies, movie news, and other screen-related stuff. I'm, of course, your humble host, Key Toothman. I am, once again, flying solo today. I thought I would have Trevor in here, but it was running a little long, and I have some stuff I have to do today. Going to the theater to see The Little Mermaid at 6 p.m. for an early screening. It comes out for mostly everyone else tomorrow, Thursday. I think the earliest you can see it here is like 3 p.m. on Thursday. So super excited. Can't wait to see it. We'll talk a little bit more about The Little Mermaid here at some point during the show. But yeah, with that down, we are going to go ahead and just jump right in to our topics. And our first main topic today is this. So there was all this like drama kind of surrounding Pedro Pascal and The Mandalorian a few years ago, if you guys remember right. It was kind of centered around was Pedro Pascal actually in the Mandalorian costume on set, and the rumor was no, and then we hear, there was confirmation he definitely was, and all this and that. Well, those rumors, or whatever they were, or however it was, all can be put to bed now, because we have this article here that I have pulled up from Collider that, as you can see, the title says Pedro Pascal finally confirms he's just the voice of the Mandalorian. Let's read a little bit of this article. Pedro Pascal is a very busy man. He enjoys carrying cargo across landscapes, usually breathing, living cargo. But as a very busy man, this means his time is precious, as he can't be in two places at once. Or can he? One of the internet's most hotly debated topics has now, and I've just said this, definitively been answered by the man himself, who has confirmed that his role in the Disney Plus series The Mandalorian is actually mainly limited to voiceover acting. During a roundtable discussion for the Drama Actor Roundtable series conducted by The Hollywood Reporter, Pascal was asked if it was true that he doesn't always have to be present when The Mandalorian was shooting, and he explained that, quote, for a lot of it, he just provides the voiceover. Brendan Wayne plays Din Djarin on set. Lateef Crowder performs the stunts for the character while wearing the suit, and Pascal even described his acting as better, before expanding on the reasons for his absence from the physical sets. Okay, so like I said, this can all be finally put to rest. It seems as though that Pedro Pascal is not on set very much for The Mandalorian. If he was, he's not anymore. He may have been back when all this kind of first came about, but it seems as though now that is not the case. And, can you blame the guy? I mean, who cares at this point? It's pretty crazy because, he is just a voice. This is the way. He's got his honor back now, if you're all caught up. So it's not like he's taking his helmet off again anytime soon. So, and also you would probably have to pay Pedro Pascal a lot more to be there than to just sit in a voice booth, one weekend for a whole season. So this makes total sense to me. I don't know why this was ever a debate or why people care. Pedro Pascal is great. The Mandalorian's great. Din Djarin's great. The voice of the Mandalorian, and it is really the definitive, trait about him. So I think it doesn't really matter. But at least we know. We know now the truth. And the truth is, not so much anymore. If he was again, not so much anymore. So what are you guys' thoughts on this? Do you care that Pedro Pascal is on set or not on set? How do you feel? Again, I know this is a hot topic. It feels like a couple years ago, but it's kind of drawn on, right? So definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right, with that down, we're going to jump into our second main topic today. And our second main topic today is this. So something that I loved growing up on Adult Swim and during my childhood was the Space Ghost series. And, this isn't something we hear a lot of news on, or something we hear much about, if at all, anymore. But there's this big merger with HBO Max, right, and Discovery Max, or I guess they're just calling it Max now, whatever. But in the midst of doing that, they've gotten rid of a lot of kid or children's animated series, right? Like the Scooby Doo's and a lot of the Hanna-Barbera stuff, and a lot of those kind of things have been taken off HBO Max because they are trying to garner this certain audience, and I understand that completely. But this is a little confusing to me. So let's check out this article that we have from Collider that says Max, so stupid. Max removes Adult Swim classic Space Ghost Coast to Coast amid rebranding. Today's the big day for HBO Max, which officially dropped the HBO to complete its rebrand to Max. Sadly, that change didn't come without casualties. Following the removal of the Adult Swim classic Metalocalypse, the platform yesterday, the animation kept coming as the comedic talk show Space Ghost Coast to Coast was axed from the platform. Created by Mike Lazo based on the original Hanna-Barbera character Space Ghost, it marked Cartoon Network's first original foray into adult animated programming, paving the way for the Adult Swim brand known today. Right? And it was like such a big pivotal part. I remember Space Ghost being like the he was the late night television host for Adult Swim. He kind of was what brought it all together, I feel like. And, knowing that it's a Hanna-Barbera thing too as well, it makes sense now that I know that. I didn't actually know that. But it makes sense now because with them removing all the other content, I'm sure that there was like some sort of contract in place that it all had to go. They couldn't just pick and choose. Even though this is more adult driven, it seems that, with them removing all the Hanna-Barbera stuff, this one's just got to go too. And that kind of sucks, man, because like I said, Space Ghost is awesome. It definitely fits in with that HBO Max, Max. I'm never going to get used to that terrible name. Max kind of thing. It fits right into that adult themed stuff, and yeah, I mean, who doesn't love him some Space Ghost, man? So you guys are hearing this. What are you guys' thoughts on Max canceling or taking off Space Ghost Coast to Coast? Do you care? Do you not care? Maybe it doesn't matter, that's you. Maybe you have no idea who the hell Space Ghost is. I wouldn't blame you. I mean, I feel like I'm getting old, but definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right, with that down, we're going to jump into our third main topic today. And our third main topic today is this. So I talked a little bit yesterday about the early reviews. The Little Mermaid was sitting at a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. I go see it tonight again, like I keep saying. I have an early screening, and then it comes out tomorrow for everyone, for you guys to see. And I hope everyone goes out and see it, and I wish it all the success in the world. But the question I want to propose here is, can it cross $1 billion? Because I've seen a lot of people talking on YouTube, and it seems like there was a pretty hot debate on whether this movie would cross $1 billion or not. And then I seen some people that were, pretty angry at the idea that it wouldn't. People really want this movie to do well, and I mean, I want it to do well as well. But these kind of have been hit and miss. You had Aladdin, that was $1 billion film. You had Lion King, was $1 billion film. But then you had things like Dumbo that lost money, maybe broke even. I don't know. This was a hard and tough one to call. It's coming out this Memorial Day weekend, so it's going to have a longer opening weekend kind of to kind of stretch its legs and hit the ground running. I can see it pulling in $100 to $150 million opening weekend, and I think it's going to need that if it wants to really get to that $1 billion mark. Now, can it? Oh, man. Right now, I'm going to say it's tough. But I couldn't say that it's not possible because, again, all of these movies are very nostalgic to people like me of my age. that I have a child, a daughter specifically, who is also mixed race, which is what the main character is, and I grew up with Ariel and these things, so it kind of feels like a perfect match for me not to, again, people of my generation who are getting older with children, to take our kids out to see this movie that we want to enjoy. I enjoyed the Aladdin remake, live action, sorry, and I enjoyed the Lion King live action as well. So it's not like I couldn't possibly see this movie making $1 billion. I mean, it's totally, totally possible. But I will just say this, with all the backlash and stuff, and the way America is, if you know what I mean when I say that, I could also see it, making $500 million. But my honest prediction is I think it's going to get real close. I think this ends up being one of those $800 million movies, but not quite to $1 billion. But honestly, I hope every movie does as good as it possibly can. So I hope this movie makes $1 billion. Whatever they make is good for the theater. So the more money they make, the more theater I get to go to and enjoy, and the theaters are dying, man. So we need more movies that are successful like that, and those big successes. Super Mario Bros. Movie just broke that $1 billion threshold again, and man, I could see this doing it, but I just don't quite think it's going to. So we'll see, though. Tell me, guys, what do you guys think? Do you think this will cross $1 billion? What do you think it'll do open weekend? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. All right. With that down, we're going to jump into our fourth main topic today. And our fourth main topic today is this. So I had an article pulled up for this at some point, but I have lost it in the midst of getting the show all together. But I will just give you the gist of it. It was an article from, I believe, Screen Rant. It was an interview with Florence Pugh with someone, and she mentioned that when she took her MCU role, that she took a lot of backlash from the indie community. And I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. And first of all, just say, I love Florence Pugh. She can do no wrong. Not only am I glad she's in the MCU, I'm glad she's in every single thing that they will put that girl in. More Florence Pugh, please. In anything, I'll take her in DC or Upside Down or whatever. I don't care. I want more Florence Pugh. She's an amazing actress. She's a beautiful woman, and she's a wonderful person. And yeah, I mean, first of all, giving Florence Pugh any kind of backlash is just unheard of. What are you doing, indie film community? But what I really want to talk about is how this is, Pattinson took some backlash from the from the indie community because of his choice to play Batman. Lots of people have taken, criticism for joining these superhero roles, specifically in the MCU, where the Batman ended up kind of feeling like an indie movie, right? Where nothing in the MCU kind of quite feels like the Batman. So I understand, but all I would say is, my argument would be that, man, who's not in the MCU? I mean, some of the greatest actors ever are in the MCU or have cameoed in the MCU. I mean, you've had, literal, greats. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is great. You've had Academy level people. You have Don Cheadle in there. You have, Odin. I can't remember his name. Whatever it is, you know who it is. You have all these people, that come in and make these little cameo spots. Kate Blanchett playing, Lady Death or whatever they call her in the MCU. Again, this is maybe the best actress on the planet coming in and really killing a role. I mean, that's an example of it being done so well that even people that wanted to hate on it are like, damn, how can we hate on that? Hela is so great, and Kate Blanchett is so great as Hela. But yeah, so it's hard to hate on someone like Florence Pugh joining, because to be completely and 100% honest, I didn't quite know who Florence Pugh was like I do today. And that's because of her joining the MCU, right? So, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, what's best for your career. Always go for the money. Always take the money. And joining the MCU is that. It's also, taking the fame because, like I said, a lot of actors that aren't as well known become more well known. Anthony Mackie is a good example of someone who wasn't quite as known, but now is a lot more known just from joining the MCU. So there's no reason to hate on Florence Pugh to begin with, but there's no reason to hate on actors joining the MCU, and I expect to see a lot more going further. Like we just seen Christian Bale, who said he'd never do a superhero or film like that again. I imagine eventually we'll see Leonardo DiCaprio and other greats eventually make that step. We've heard rumors of Keanu Reeves, and I can't see these guys not making that step. So, you got to leave Florence Pugh alone, man. But what are you guys' thoughts? You think Florence Pugh deserves any kind of hate, let alone from the indie community, about her joining the MCU? That sounds crazy to me. But definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right. With that down, we're going to jump into our fifth and final main topic today. And our fifth and final main topic today is this. So as many of you probably know, in the 90s, there was rumors of a movie being made that would star none other than Nicolas Cage as Superman. Now, this movie ended up being stuck in developmental hell and never got created. In fact, there was a documentary made about it. Go check it out. It's amazing. But we have this Flashpoint movie coming out, right? And there's been all these rumors of these potential cameos. You have Michael Keaton coming back to play Batman and all these kind of things. Well, it looks like the director of The Flash, Andy Muschietti, has kind of spoiled something for us a little bit. And I don't want to read too much of this article. I mean, as you can see from the title, The Flash director spoils major cameo that reshapes 25 years of the DC multiverse. So if we scroll down, I just want to get right into the nitty gritty of why we have this title of Nick Cage coming back to play Superman. And this is the quote from Andy Muschietti, the director of the new Flashpoint upcoming movie. He says, "Nick was absolutely wonderful. Although the role was a cameo, he dove into it. I dreamt all my life to work with him. I hope I can work with him again soon. He is a massive Superman fan, a comic book fanatic." And so it's just this quote right here, pretty much. And I mean, I think there's no denying that he's definitely talking about Nick Cage. And I want to say that, like, we still don't know. Maybe there's a chance he's talking about Nick. I don't know. But it's Nick Cage. It's Nicolas Cage. Let me show you this. Where is this? It's this. It's this man right here. That's our Superman. Look how super he looks. God, what a handsome dude. Yeah, pretty crazy. I've heard some really crazy good things about this new Flashpoint film, and I'm pretty excited to see it. I think tickets drop today as well, so I'm going to go get my tickets and start getting prepared for the Flashpoint movie, and I'm excited. I hope we get lots of little things like this, like Nick Cage's Superman, all those kind of little, trinkets here and there. This is what this movie should be all about, and it's sounding like it does everything. It kind of sucks that it is spoiled in a way. I'm going to tell you, if this isn't in the film, I'd be pretty goddamn disappointed and pretty let down at this point since the director said what he said. But, it's most likely in the film, and that's awesome, and I can't wait to see it. This is exactly the kind of stuff I want out of the Flashpoint film. So that's super exciting. And yeah, man, I this is coming up quick. You know, we got the Spider-Man here across the Spider-Verse in a couple of weeks, and just right after that, before you know it, we'll be watching the Flash movie, and I can't wait. But guys, what do you think? You think this for sure confirms that Nick Cage is coming back? Ish. I mean, it never really was, but is playing finally, maybe, should I say, his role as in just a small cameo in the Flashpoint movie as Superman. Do you guys believe this means it is happening? Do you still have some doubt? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right. With that down, we are all out of main topics today. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here and joining me. It has been a blast. I just noticed someone's hearting the video a bunch of times, and that you can do that. I didn't know you could do that. I threw in some hearts myself as well now. That's pretty cool. But make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you like. Make sure you're subscribed. All that fun stuff. It's good for the algorithm of the channel. Yeah, I will go see Little Mermaid here. Quick show. Like I said, I want to get out to get a few things done before I have the Little Mermaid at 6 o'clock tonight. Out of theater review. Look for it around 8:30ish. I'm not really sure how long this movie is, but I imagine it's around 2 hours. So yeah, keep an eye out for the out of theater review for the Little Mermaid. Here in a few hours or so. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Like I said, hopefully we can get Trevor or Lucas in here at some point this week. But again, I really don't mind doing the show myself. So I'm just glad to be back here and to be back doing the show. It's just it's awesome to be back here doing it. So we're also talking to a couple people. We have the rum butter people that have the rum butter candy bar company. They are in talks with us about maybe doing a giveaway on the channel with some t-shirts and maybe some candy. That would be awesome. As we know, candy always pairs well with movies, and they're also easy to sneak in to movie theaters. So don't be afraid. No, I'm joking. But yeah, anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys joining me today. I'm going to hop off here. Like I said, I got some stuff I got to do before I get out to the theater tonight to check out The Little Mermaid early screening. So make sure you guys, again, come back, check out my out of theater review. It'll just be a quick couple-minute video, and I'll tell you what I think. I'll give you my quick little rundown thoughts, and then on tomorrow's show, around the same time, between 10 and 11 o'clock, maybe I'll do, like, at the start of the show or the end of the show, I'll do, like, a full review on what I think of it. But, I mean, I haven't really been doing full reviews. I've just been doing the quick out-of-theater reviews, and, if somebody asked or something, maybe I would, but it's not really necessary, I feel, with the out-of-theater reviews, up. And everything's short form now, right? So, I mean, those out-of-theater reviews I could also cut into a short 60-second video too, so that helps a lot. Our shorts get more views around here than anything else, and that's, again, because of the world we live in. Thank you, TikTok. But yeah, I still want to do a live show. This is what I like doing. This is a lot of fun. It reminds me of when I broadcasted radio back in college, and yeah, it's a lot of fun being live and on the air. That's for sure. So, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to hop off. I will be back here tomorrow around, like I said, same time, between 10 and 11. We'll see if we can't get somebody in here to join us. And again, make sure you stick around for that video, out of theater review for The Little Mermaid. Quickly, before we jump out of here, we're going to hop over to the sponsor of today's show, VFly. We want to take a second to thank one of the sponsors of the show, VFly. VFly is a company backed by Google and Google Ads. They use a trusted system to put your YouTube content in front of the right eyes, gaining your videos more views, likes, comments, and subscribers. And this is no BS bot stuff or fake views like all those other sites are going to give you. This company is backed by Google and has delivered on billions of views to date. I've been using VFly now for a while, and I have just been stunned by the great results. Go visit VFly now with the link in the description, and thank you to VFly for being a sponsor of the Screen Talk Live YouTube channel. Alrighty, guys. Like I said, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to hop off here, and I will see you guys tomorrow.